Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing. I want to thank a lot of my subscribers or viewers because they come up with some great stuff for me to think about. You know, a lot of times when I'm detailing a car, I kind of go through the process. I'm just an autopilot. I go through the process and I forget some of the things that some people might find really important to understand, or learn some techniques on how to do certain things. And for me, perforated leather, this is a leather seat that's got these little perforated holes in it. They are part of the HVAC system, right? HVAC system, the heating and air conditioning system. They like to cool down our backs or fannies, or heat up our fannies or heat up our backs in the wintertime. The heating and ventilation system will come through these little ports here. Now these things can drive you absolutely nuts and absolutely crazy, especially this happens to be the back side of the seat. It's of course on the bottom side too, where your little fanny is sitting. These things can drive you nuts, and I'll tell you why. They're a little bit difficult to clean. You know, so there's guys out there, let's say something got stuck inside these tiny little holes and you want to get it out of there. Or let's say you used a product like this. This happens to be Meguiar's Ultimate Leather Balm. Let's say you clean this whole seat, you dried it off, and now you want to apply a leather conditioner. The reason why I'm bringing this leather conditioner into play is because it's like a paste. It's like a soft gel. And what happens is, if you apply too much to your applicator pad and then go over these areas with the perforated holes, you'll start to get some of that leather conditioner, if it's a gel or a paste, stuck inside those little holes. And typically for most of us professional detailers, if we're going to do any type of leather conditioning, we're going to use a liquid spray it onto a microfiber and wipe it in, so we eliminate that problem with filling up these holes. But it can happen to the best of us. Sometimes we're just moving too fast and we go, oh, holy crap, I just filled in about 100 holes, how do I get them out? Well, there's guys out there that will use like dental picks, or they'll use something so, you know, this is so simple and incredibly effective with just taking a toothpick and poking through these holes. Now, some get nervous. It's a piece of wood, it's sharp. Could you scratch the leather? I suppose if you were too harsh, or you were trying to get, you know, you were sitting here trying to poke those holes as quick as you could. I wanted to talk about a process that I do, because it's not just things like leather conditioners that can get stuck in these things. I've seen women's makeup, stuff like a lipstick tube that was left out, and the lipstick was pointing out of the tube and somebody sat on it and it's pushed itself into these holes. I think I've seen crayons, Crayola crayons from kids get stuck in these holes, and it can drive you nuts and it's hard to get it out. I'll show you a little trick that works for me for about 95% of the time. What I'm typically going to do, if I see any debris inside those holes before I even start to clean this seat, I'm simply going to use a product that I like. This happens to be, let me turn this camera, I feel like the angle's weird. Sorry guys. This happens to be Super Clean Diluted 4:1, 5:1. Let's see, I had some debris in those holes. I'm still going to go ahead. I'm not going to address that debris that's in those holes right away. I'm simply going to clean this leather like I would typically. And so what I'll do is I'll go in here and agitate over the leather, clean that up. And what I'm actually doing, or this is the thought process behind it, this leather doesn't need to be all that clean, so I'm not going to do it for very long. But the thought process behind it, why I wait until after I clean the leather to get that stuff out, because I want my all-purpose cleaner, degreaser, whatever you're using, to kind of penetrate those holes and begin to break down or soften any material that might be inside that hole. Like if it's a crayon, food, a candy bar, chocolate, lipstick, something that can get stuck in that hole, I want my cleaner to start breaking that down for me. And then when I'm done cleaning this seat, you guys have seen me use this thing before. It's the X-Power blower. This X-Power blower is about $40 on Amazon. It's for the dog grooming industry. If you have a Metro Sidekick, it will work just as well, just as effective. But if you're looking for a cheaper alternative that works just as well, look at X-Power. You can find it on Amazon. That's how I found it. What's really cool about this machine is it comes with a bunch of different nozzles on it, or different nozzles that you can use. This particular nozzle here is more of a big, wide, long nozzle. And I can put it on there, and I can put it right up against those holes. Let's say I had a lot of debris in a bunch of these little holes, and I didn't want to sit here with a toothpick trying to get it out. I can simply go like this, turn it on. I can simply work slowly. Yes, it's got a plastic tip on it, so I don't want to scratch the coating on the leather, but I can blow stuff out really effectively that way for about 90-95% of the time, especially if it's like a conditioner, a leather conditioner that got stuck in there. Or if I want more power, this is kind of a wider open nozzle, right? It also comes with another attachment that's tinier. It allows the pressure at the end of the hole, or at the end of this outlet, to become more increased through this kind of funnel type of nozzle. I can put that on there, and that will cover up about 4 or 5 of the holes, and I can work it slowly. And I can work my way down that leather seat and take advantage of the fact that this little nozzle increases the pressure that's coming out of the X-Power machine. This has worked for me about 95% of the times. Yes, you'll get some type of debris that's been in there for far too long and it will drive you crazy. Yes, a toothpick. Yes, a dental rubber kind of toothpick or dental tool will work really well. But I typically like to clean the seat as I normally do. I want to give my degreaser or my all-purpose cleaner a chance to kind of dissolve or break down what might be in those little holes, clean my seat first, and then blow the debris out last. I'm in love with this little X-Power blower. I mean, for 40 bucks, how can you go wrong? I use it in so many different areas, but that's one of the ways I think outside the box, because I'm mobile. I don't have compressed air with me. That's probably your best option if you're in a stand. You know, if you got a shop and you've got compressed air, boy, that makes your life really easy to blow out some of that stuff. But if you're mobile and you don't have a compressor, think about this. Or if you've got your Metrovac Sidekick and you've never thought about using it to blow out, you know, these perforated holes if you get stuff stuck in it. Just wanted to pass that little tip on to you guys. I appreciate it. I'm grateful to all of you. I love you all. I hope that helps some of you out. Had a subscriber ask, how do I deal with these little perforated holes when they get filled? Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.